Very good evening, everyone. We are going to start the new chapter, which is carbon and its compound. Okay. So, as we know, carbon is very important element because when we used to wake up from the bed till we are going to bed, all the time, most of the things that we are using made up of carbon only. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, and the shelter we use to reside, most of them are made up of the carbon and their compounds only. The carbohydrate, which is nothing but the energy providing nutrient, protein, fat, all they are made up of the carbon only. Okay, along with other elements are also there, but carbon is the very important. So I'm just going to make you understand about the carbon. Okay, so carbon is, screen is visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so carbon. Carbon is the word derived from, okay, the Latin word called carbo. Okay, I'm writing here general introduction. Carbon. Carbon is the word derived from Latin word called carbo. C-A-R-B-O. Carbo. Which mean coal. Which means coal. Coal means, what is the meaning of coal? The fossil fuel. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. So now next point, its symbol. Symbol we are using as capital C. Okay, this is the symbol. Its atomic number is 6 and atomic mass is 12. Okay, so here that 6 is atomic number. Atomic number, and that 12 is atomic mass. Atomic mass. Okay, next point, its position in periodic table. I am writing here position in periodic table. So it belongs from, see, carbon have atomic number 6. So its electronic configuration, I'm writing first electronic configuration, 2 and 4. Okay, it is electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. Okay, fourth thing I'm writing here, the position in modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. See, here we have 2 and 4. That means carbon have 2 cells. If it present 2 cells, that means it belongs from second period. So I'm writing here second period. And see, again here we have 4. That means it came from the 14 beta. Okay, and we know number of group represent number of electron present in their outermost cell. That means it belongs from 14th group or 4th group. Is it? But 4th group belongs for the D block element. Okay, that's why it belongs from the 14th group. So I'm writing here second in period and 14th in group. Yes, someone is in waiting room. Wait a second. In group. Samarth is in waiting room. Wait a second. Okay, everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are discussing about the carbon. Okay, it's, the name carbon is derived from the Latin word. Okay, it is derived from the Latin word called carbo, which means the coal. Very important, you have to remember that. Its symbol is C. Okay, its symbol is capital C. Its atomic number is 6 and atomic mass is 12. It is average atomic mass. Okay, I will explain that what is average atomic mass. And its electronic configuration is 2 and 4. Okay, position in modern periodic table of carbon is in second period and 14th group, because we know modern periodic table is divided into groups as well as in period. So like if we describe any position on earth, we used to describe in longitude and latitude, right? So in modern periodic table, we used to describe actual position in period and group also. Okay, so in period it is second and in group it is 14th. Very important, you have to remember all these things. Next, type of element, it is non-metal beta. It is non-metal. Non-metal. Okay, carbon is non-metal. Now its valency. It is a tetravalent. Tetravalent. Tetravalent means the element which have valency 4. Okay, so I am writing in bracket having valency 4. Tetravalent means having valency 4. Okay, because according to the octet rule, we know that every element must contain 8 electrons in their outermost shell. But in case of carbon, we have only 4 electrons in its outermost shell. Is it? If it contains 4 electrons in its outermost shell, that means it requires 4 more electrons in order to acquire stability. So its valency will be 4. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we are going to discuss about isotopes. Isotopes. So I'm writing here isotopes. So what are isotopes? Any idea? Element having same atomic number but different atomic mass. So carbon have beta 3 isotopes. Okay. Carbon atomic number is 6 and atomic mass is 12. Then we have carbon atomic number is 6 but atomic mass is 13. And carbon we have atomic number 6 and atomic mass is 14. So carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14 are the 3 isotopes of carbon. Okay. So isotope means what? Atoms, I'm writing here, elements have or having same atomic number, but different atomic mass number. Different atomic mass number are called as isotopes. And carbon have beta 3 isotopes. Carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14. Out of which carbon 14 is radioactive. Very important. Radioactive. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next point. Now we are going to discuss about isobars. So isobars I'm discussing here. Okay, isobars of carbon means, see, first we have to understand what are isobars. So again here elements which have same atomic mass but different atomic number, or different atomic number but same atomic mass. So element which have different or same same atomic mass and different atomic number. Are called as beta isobars. I'm just giving you short description about isotopes, isobars here. Okay, we will understand that in detail later on. I'm just giving you a brief introduction of carbon atom. So carbon have beta isobars here. Carbon 14, atomic number is 6 and atomic mass is 14. And nitrogen. Nitrogen have atomic number 7 but atomic mass is 14. So see here, carbon and nitrogen have same atomic mass but different atomic number. Okay, that means these are the isobars. Okay, everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is okay. Now we are going to discuss about allotropes. So allotropes we're gonna discuss over here. Allotropes. So what are allotropes?
Different forms of carbon.
Yes, when same substance
And same element makes
or
different types
same
of
element,
compounds.
yeah, or no, not like that. When same element present in different physical form, different physical form. Okay, like we have three main allotropes of carbon. One is called diamond.
Another is graphite, and the third one is
Yes,
Buckminster
we
Fuller.
have diamond, we have graphite.
So this
Okay.
matter with an F.
And we have buckball, or it is also called as fluorine. It is also called as Buckminster, okay, or buckball also. So here we have first diamond, second graphite, and third is fluorine or Buckminster. Okay, so this is the general introduction of carbon. I hope we have covered much part about the carbon here only. So I want everyone had to take a screenshot for that. Done?
Done, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now here we have to discuss very important point related to the carbon. Okay, number one, I'm discussing over here. The half-life period of carbon 14. As we discussed that carbon 14 is radioactive in nature. Radioactive in nature. Hence, when organism die, carbon 14 start decay decomposition. Okay, and its half-life period is and have half-life period. Half-life period is 5,730 years. It is very important. Now you have to remember that. If it is radioactive, then its half-life period is 5,730 years. That means if you will take any amount, it will reduce to half in 5,730 years. We are discussing about carbon 14 only. Okay, because it is radioactive in nature. Very important point. Second point. It is present in carbon. Carbon present about 0.025% of earth crust. Earth crust. Okay. In atmosphere. Second point. Third point. In atmosphere, it is present in carbon dioxide form. Okay, so in atmosphere, carbon dioxide present about 0.02 to 0.03% only of air. Okay, and the air we used to breathe out, the air we breathe out during exhalation, the part of respiration process, contain 4% of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is general introduction of carbon. Okay. So now we are going to discuss important compounds of carbon. Okay. So I'm just writing here important compounds of carbon. So number one, which is the carbon dioxide. Number one, we have CO2, it is carbon dioxide. We have carbon monoxide. We have methane. It is methane, CH4. Okay. It is also called as marsh gas. We will discuss one by one later on. I'm just writing important compound of carbon. After that, we have CH3, CH2OH. It is ethanol. Okay. Spirit that we are using as a sanitizer which contain ethanol. Okay. Then we have CH3C double bond OH. It is ethanoic acid. It is ethanoic acid. We have NaHCO3. It is sodium bicarbonate. It is used as a baking soda. It is baking soda. We have Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Okay. It is the washing soda. It is used as a for the preparation of washing soda. Then we have CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Most of our bones and tooth enamel are made up of calcium carbonate. Okay. Then we have C6H12O6. It is the glucose, which is energy providing nutrient. We have C12H22O11. It is the sugar. Okay, it is sugar. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are the some important compound, okay, that we used to use in our day-to-day life. Okay, just take a screenshot for that also. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have one question. Who discovered carbon? Means which countries people discovered? Name is not specified still, but only the
Sir,
country
is it
who
Roman?
no, Egyptians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Egyptian discovered about 3750 BC. BCE, it is before Christ era. Okay. But it is, recognized by, as an element, it is recognized by Antony Lavoisier. You know who is Antony Lavoisier? Yes.
No, sir.
Father of chemistry, father of modern chemistry. Okay, Antony Lavoisier. Okay, so take a screenshot. So student, now we are going to discuss about hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons is again a very important compound that have a very useful uses for human being. Okay, it is used for human welfare. So just we'll gonna start hydrocarbon. So name itself says what is hydrocarbon is about. Okay, so here we have hydro, which stand for hydrogen, and here we have carbon. Okay, that means those compounds they are formed or made up of hydrogen and carbon are called as hydrocarbon. Okay, so I'm just going to write a definition over here. Definition. Okay, what is hydrocarbon? Compounds made up of mainly or mostly, we can use also hydrogen and carbon are called as hydrocarbons. are called as hydrocarbons. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, example I'm writing here. Example, we have methane. It is CH4. We have CH3, CH3. It is ethane. Okay, we have infinite hydrocarbons. So we will discuss about methane gas here. So it is methane. Okay, so methane is called as marsh gas. Okay, here the methane is called as marsh gas. Marsh gas. Why it is called as marsh gas? Any idea? Because it produced in marshy places. It produced in marshy places. Marshy means that in Hindi we used to call the daldal area, okay, where most of the compound they undergoes decay decomposition, and during the process methane gas is formed. Okay, that methane gas is produced in marshy places. That's why it is also called as beta marsh gas. Okay, understood that point? Marsh gas.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why it is called as marsh gas? Because it is produced in marshy places. Yes, yes. It is also called as parent hydrocarbon. Methane gas is also called as parent hydrocarbon. Parent hydrocarbon. Any idea why methane is called as parent hydrocarbon? Because all other hydrocarbons, they can derive from the methane only. Okay. So I'm writing here all other hydrocarbons. All other hydrocarbons are derived from methane only, or methane. Okay, hence methane so-called parent hydrocarbon. Parent hydrocarbon. Any doubt here about methane?
No, sir. No.
Okay, so we have to identify the atomic or molecular mass of methane also. So first point here about methane, it is called as marsh gas. So you have to remember why it is called as marsh gas, because it is produced in marshy places. It is also called as parent hydrocarbon because all other hydrocarbons, they are derived from methane only. Okay, so these are the key point I am underlining here, are very important. You have to remember always. Okay, now we are going to derive the molecular mass of carbon. So what is molecular mass? Yes, what is molecular mass? Molecular mass. It is the mass of all the atom present in a compound is called as beta molecular mass, or we can say it is the mass of all the atom in 1 mole of any compound. 1 mole, very important. I am discussing here 1 mole. You know, 1 mole is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. So that much of particle together called 1 mole beta. It is given by Avogadro's. That's why it is also called as Avogadro's number. Okay, it is also called as Avogadro's number, and it is represents by Na. Avogadro's number. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now we are going to derive the molecular mass of methane. So here we have CH4 is the molecular formula. We know average atomic mass of carbon is 12. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Plus, we know mass of one hydrogen atom is 1, because hydrogen is the element which contain only proton in its nucleus and no neutron. Is it or not? We already discussed in last chapter, periodic classification of element. Okay, so hydrogen have only one proton in its nucleus, hence its atomic mass is 1. But here we have 4 hydrogen atoms, so we have to multiply by 4. So 4 and this 4 is for H4 and 12 is for carbon. So 12 plus 4 is what? How much? 16. Okay. So 16 and its atomic mass, the unit of atomic mass is AMU. AMU. What is AMU? It is atomic mass unit. Atomic.
But can we write it as only U?
Yes, I'm just making you understand that also. Wait a second. Atomic mass unit. Okay, but IUPAC has given one more unit, okay, which is equals to 1 atomic mass and which is represented by unified mass. So now we can use U also, and it is unified mass. Unified mass. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So what is the molecular mass? How much it is? 16 U or 16 AMU. You can use both, but now it is been recognized by IUPAC that you can use U also. Okay, so it is 16 U is nothing but 16 unified mass of methane. Any doubt here? Any doubt?
No doubts.
No, sir.
Okay,
No.
so here again we have key point the value of 1 mole, which is equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles, and the molecular mass of methane is 16 U. Okay, so these are the key point I am underlining here. You have to remember. Okay. Okay, so okay. So now we are going to discuss the types of hydrocarbon. So we are discussing on what basis we have decided the type of hydrocarbon. So first we have to understand that reaction, and then we're gonna start the types of hydrocarbon. So here we have beta ethine. I have reacted ethine with hydrogen in presence of nickel. Nickel is used as a catalyst, which is used generally for hydrogenation reaction. Okay. So see here, in hydrogen gas, H2, we have hydrogen bond hydrogen. Is it? So one hydrogen is going to attach on first carbon and another hydrogen is going to attach on second carbon. So it will form carbon. Now we had 2 hydrogen here. It was 1 first, but now we had 2. Okay. So see here, carbon is completed his valency by 2 with 2 other hydrogen atoms. So carbon and carbon going to have only double bond. Okay, so see here, carbon-carbon triple bond has converted into carbon-carbon double bond. That means we have added hydrogen atom over here. So can we say that carbon-carbon triple bond is saturated? No, we can't say, because it was unsaturated. That's why we have added 2 hydrogen atom here. Is it or not? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Again, on further, this is ethene. So I'm writing here eth for the 2 carbon atoms chain, and double bond we are using for double bond ene. Ene. Ethene. So it's ethene now. Again, I have reacted that ethene with hydrogen in presence of nickel. Again, nickel is going to act as a catalyst. Again, one hydrogen will attach over here and another will attach over here. So now we have 3 hydrogen with 1 carbon atom like this. Okay, here we have another carbon with 3 hydrogen atoms. And if their valence is completed by 3, so they're gonna share only 1 pair of electron. So now here we have carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, is it? Everyone keep replying.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so if suppose Samarth want to add 1 more hydrogen molecule over here, is Samarth is going to attach more hydrogen atom here?
No, sir.
No, that means that hydrocarbon is now saturated. Okay, so on the basis of presence of carbon-carbon double bond, triple bond or single bond, we can say, okay, see, these both the hydrocarbons are unsaturated. Unsaturated. Why? Because we have added hydrogen in it. Okay, but here in last one, ethane, it is eth for 2 carbon and ane for single bond. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are not going to add more hydrogen atom over here. That means ethane is saturated. It is saturated. So now we have two types of hydrocarbon. One is called unsaturated hydrocarbon and other is called saturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now we are going to write the definition, not definition, types over here. Okay. So we have beta two types of hydrocarbon. Number one is saturated. Okay. Here first one is saturated hydrocarbon and second one is unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. So I'm just going to write definition over here only for saturated and unsaturated. Okay. So saturated means those hydrocarbon which those hydrocarbon have all carbon single bond. Okay. Those hydrocarbon have all carbon single bond are called as saturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Example, we have alkanes. I'm just after completion of definition part, I will explain you alkane, alkene and alkyne also. So it is alkanes. ALKANE. See here, ANE is for carbon single bond. Okay. So alkanes, their general formula is CnH2n plus 2, where N equals to number of carbon. Okay. Where N equals to number of carbon. Okay. So what are alkanes? Alkanes, we can say alkanes are saturated hydrocarbon having all carbon single bond, and their general formula is CnH2n plus 2, and where N equals to number of carbon atom. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about unsaturated hydrocarbon. See, unsaturated hydrocarbons having carbon double bond or triple bond. So I'm writing here those hydrocarbons having at least one. Okay, it is not necessary to have all the carbon double bond or triple bond. Only one hydrocarbon is responsible for ethene and ethyne, means alkene and alkynes. Okay, so at least one carbon double bond or triple bond are present, then we can say it is unsaturated hydrocarbon. So those hydrocarbon having at least one carbon double bond, double or triple bond are called as unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Example, we have two types of unsaturated hydrocarbon. Number one, we have alkenes. Okay. Alkenes means having carbon double bond. Okay. So I'm writing here alkenes have general formula CnH2n. Okay. So they at least have at least one carbon double bond in their structure. Second one, we have alkynes. ALKYNE. Okay. S is for plural form, but it's alkyne, or plural form it's alkynes. Okay. So their general formula is CnH2n minus 2. Okay. And they contain at least one carbon triple bond. So any doubt here? We will discuss alkane, alkene and alkyne in detail, but till here only just I'm asking about types of hydrocarbon.
No, sir. We have no doubts.
Sure, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, wait a second. Let me zoom in little so that you can have clear screenshot for that. Okay, take a screenshot, everyone. Sorry. Done?
Yes, sir.